Alright folks, just another split second. I gotta make sure that our going live post is out. Good any second now. Alright folks, welcome on in for our finale of Tyranny of Dragons. 73 episodes. Hop into the call.
It's extra.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
So back.
We're all back. We're all here. For the last time.
No.
In this campaign. Whoa.
Whoa! The twist.
Yeah, that's a later thing. Down the line. We're focused on this today. Alright, I'm gonna get one last thing set up here. All right. We'll move over to the place where it all comes to an end.
Circle K.
Oh, look at that. That was so sweet of you. I didn't see that.
You're welcome.
Right.
Appreciate that.
Had to throw one more hidden message on one of your maps.
One more act of graffiti.
Oh, great. No.
Aww.
Well, here we are. Welcome, everybody, to the final episode of Tyranny of Dragons, the Cold Blood War, Rise of Tiamat. As we move into the end of this campaign and into an epilogue and wrap up everything that has happened here in the last several years. It's been a long time. But it has been worth every minute, and I have enjoyed it through all of the headaches and heartaches that come with it. And a bunch of knuckleheads here that you are made for an amazing story and brought wonderful characters to the table that really brought the story to life. And that's always what I look for in a campaign, is great characters that really embody the story and become the vehicle for the plot. And that was very well done here this time around. And as always, very bittersweet moment, because I am happy to finish a work, but there's also the sadness of finishing a work, because it is a journey that you've taken with many people, and some came with you, some left early, some stuck to the end, and now it's time to close it down and build something new. For the last time, in the background there, you can hear Adrian von Ziegler playing away. Wonderful composer that they are. They have been the soundtrack for our campaign from the start, and they allow us to use their music free of charge with no royalties or anything of that nature, as long as they are credited. So thank you, Adrian. As always, follow them on Spotify and on YouTube, and you can check them out on Bandcamp and support them on Patreon. All right. Introducing for the final time our players. Playing Eldrath Myuuldrid, the Shifter Warlock Bard, we have Ethan.
Here we are after such a long journey. We've shared in many battles and moments, both good and bad. memories that will last us a lifetime. And I, for one, will hold on to them with gratitude for just being a part of it for the last 6 years. The interlopers in the Platinum Dawn will live on through us all as we forge our own paths in the years to come. Bastion, Arai, Cambro, Liwa, Prince Chi, Cassidy, Arthrax, Jessica, Olia, Zir, and of course, Eldrath have all done amazing things for us in both their world and our own. I thank them for it, and I thank you, Deyna. You've put so much of your time and effort into this wonderful story for us. Through all the strife and frustrations, you still pushed forth and allowed us a chance to have our own stories. The gratitude I have, and I'm sure the rest of us have for you, can't be provided in just this small speech. You've done amazingly, and I'm more than excited to hear what wonderful stories you have for the future. Eldrath and I thank you for letting us have this time with you.
I'm moved, Ethan. Thank you. That means the world to me. Playing Cambro, the Barefoot Paladin Warlock, we have Tazel Sixpaws.
Gonna need a moment after that, because I had something I wanted to provide, and that just hit my heart. Thank you, Ethan. I definitely 100% agree with everything that you said. But anyway, this is my last chance to perform, so here goes. The Hoppers hired us to check out Draghorn's Blair. Took out the old White Death beheaded in his lair. We took on cultists and beat dragons green and blue. United Faerun and made Nock a champion too. The Dawn prevented Tiamat and won the final fight. We hope you've had the time of your life.
Absolutely, I have. Oh my god.
2 for 2 on Craig. Come on.
Oh.
Much love, Deyna. Much love.
All of it.
Reciprocated, 100%. Playing Arai Ghoul, the Tigerfolk Wizard, joining us from the phone zone, Saku Darkfang.
Help me. Noel has me in his clutches again.
We have to go after Noel now.
Yeah, we have to go get... No, that's next campaign, I guess. All right, let's do it.
Great. He's in the Shadowfell. Damn it. Oh.
Playing Bastion, the Wolverine Folk Barbarian Fighter, we have Dirk the Panda.
Wow. This has been quite an impressive... What has it been? 5.5 years? This has been a lot through many of my journeys. This was my first ever campaign, and yeah, we started when I was still in college and all that stuff. It was just insane to go from that during end of COVID times to now where I'm just an adult with my regular life stuff going on, just kind of the ongoing, yeah, just being able to be in all these different characters through the ups and downs, even during the little break that I had. Thank you everybody here, not only to Deyna, but our whole party here. Thank you, and insert witty silly comment here.
Yeah.
Playing Prince Chi, the Dragonborn Sorcerer Bard, we have Yao.
I only joined in the latter half of this long and sprawling campaign. And as much as I joke about decisions that were or could have been made, or whatever other things that I could slightly rib Deyna about because I also have DM knowledge a lot, I can tell that this group and Deyna as a DM are excellent. Deyna knows how to improvise over the most ridiculous situations. This is something that not every DM knows how to do. And this group, despite everything, was able to roll through many punches and celebrate many successes. Even in the only campaign that I've played with them. Congratulate all of you for finishing something so long and so fraught, and I hope to see you all start a new one again, with or without me. Let's make this one, this epilogue, a good one.
Yes, indeed. And last and never least, Liwa, the Otter-Lating Rogue Warlock played by Cetus.
All right, so I'm gonna level with you. I've been playing D&D for, say, since high school, so 6 or 7 years, give or take. A lot of them were homebrew, a lot of them, so we had just a bunch of fun kind of fucking around with mechanics, doing insane shit that really wouldn't fly in a real one. And when I started, but we never finished them. A lot of the times just kind of became like some insane story that we eventually stopped meeting around. It was fun, it was fine, but eventually I started playing real D&D, and I always felt like there was something missing. Like after the first few meetings, I just couldn't get into it. Like I just, maybe D&D wasn't for me. So when I was approached about doing this campaign with you, I was admittedly a little hesitant because like, oh, I'm gonna be having to carve out a block of time into something that I don't know if I'm gonna be able to commit to, and I don't know if I'm gonna have fun with it. So to look here now that this is going to be the first D&D campaign that I have completed. Like, not just a homebrew or some random stuff. This is like an entire module going over several years of content and story. Wow. Like, yeah, it's kind of insane. I felt so invested in bringing Liwa to life. I felt like Deyna was permissive enough to allow ideas and stories to go through, but not too permissive that just bullshit happens. I felt like I actually had to work for the rewards and developments that I was able to attain. I gotta say, it's going to be very, very difficult to find another DM that's quite up to stuff. I'm gonna be honest. But you kind of ruined D&D for me because so well, but
High praise. High praise.
Seeing as how this is going to, seeing as how Liwa's story is going to be coming to a close here, I think I just have to say, so long, and thanks for all the fish.
All this goodwill, I appreciate it all, and it's been a blast. And now, in my final attempt to completely destroy all of that goodwill, here we go.
Hey!
Surprised you didn't actually stop Tiamat. Roll for it.
Oh, God, no.
So he comes out and kills you all.
Oh, finally, my trump card activates.
When last we left the Platinum Dawn, comprised of Eldrath, the Shifter Warlock Bard, Cambro, the Bearfolk Paladin, Prince Zichi, the Dragonborn Bard, Arai, the Tigerfolk Wizard, Bastion, the Wolverine Folk Barbarian, Liwa, the Otter-Lateen Rogue, and joined by their companion, Nock, the Kobold Cleric, our heroes were in the center of the Well of Dragons, inside a volcanic caldera where a temple to Tiamat had been raised. The Platinum Dawn was fighting to disrupt the ritual intended to summon Tiamat, and time was against them, as every second ticking away brought them closer and closer to the end of Faerun as they knew it. Fighting against Red Wizards, a White, and the Worm Speakers Galvan and Severin, our heroes made progress until a portal opened, beckoning the Queen of Dragons as she attempted to break through the veils between Avernus and the material realm. Managing to kill Severin, the leader of this faction, they recovered the mask of the Dragon Queen, an amalgamation of the 5 dragon masks, and Prince Zichi teleported it away from the well into the hands of their allies, foiling the cult's ritual in its tracks. As Tiamat screamed in frustration and agony as her plans fell apart, the portal slamming shut on her and locking her in Avernus. Our heroes dispatch the rest of the cult's allies. And standing at the end of the battle, our heroes, the Platinum Dawn, stand victorious as all has been resolved. Or has it? We now return to the Platinum Dawn inside the caldera, inside the Temple of Tiamat, as the Cold Blood War comes to an end. So,
Roll for
You are
initiative.
all-
Just kidding.
no, there is no initiative.
Who is this
However,
Roxfall?
You are
Hmm?
inside this caldera, this temple of Tiamat, that has been risen from the magma to create this garish site. And now you find yourselves in the middle of this space, victorious. But those of you who have divine connections, specifically Cambro, Nock, Prince Chi, and Eldrath, the air hasn't changed. Something's wrong here. Something terrible has happened here. And it's still broken.
Eldrath's collapsed to his knees and is laughing to himself. She's gone. She's looks to each of you. We stopped her.
We may have stopped her, but it is not over. Something here is wrong.
I feel it too.
Leela is midway through a celebratory, some celebratory action, and he pauses the moment Zichi says we are not done. He's like, ah? What?
Cameron would like to run to
Bloody hell, we sent the Dragon Lady back to Avernus. It's all good, ain't it?
Spirits are
Don't think any-
screaming.
That's screaming in joy.
Bastion objects saying, we're still in enemy territory. There's no way to be this calm and happy until we're out of it all. Let's listen. Come on.
Nock is standing where the portal was and begins to just stand there thinking quietly.
Cameron will walk up behind him. Doug, you feel it too, don't you?
Cam, they didn't open the gate, but they broke the seal.
Seal, I don't understand. What's that mean?
Bahamut, he sealed the Queen of Dragons in Avernus. He sacrificed his divine energy as a deal with Lathander and Tyr, and it Cam, they killed the Dragonborn. They broke the seal. The divine magic is gone.
Can it be fixed? Can Is there something we can do?
It would need a lot. I mean, a lot of divine energy. Bahamut would, but he can't because he's already used so much, and there's not enough worshippers anymore to give him strength. There's... As you watch as Nock slowly calms down. There's us. Me. I'm a conduit of divine energy for Bahamut. I could seal it.
You can seal it. You can make a seal, or
Do you know what that would do to you?
Does the prince know enough about theory to pipe up about how divine energies move and how seals can be made?
In most cases, the divine act through their chosen. They are limited in their ability to directly affect the world, which is why they have to use cat's paws and manipulation and moving things in certain directions, but through motivations or visions. But direct intervention is basically not possible. The use of clerics to conduct that energy is common. And what Nock is proposing here would be to channel more energy than he could handle.
Eldrath stands up. What if, because in the past, Bahamut and Tiamat were together as one once upon a time. What if I help you?
You're connected to the Evil Queen. I mean, your divinity's not it's not the same. No. Eldrath. I'm the peace bringer. This is how I bring peace. It must be. Look at the fight. I was useless in the fight. I didn't bring peace through the fighting. You all did. But this... If we don't seal this, anybody could come here to try to open this gate to Avernus. It could be years, but it could be months. It could be weeks. We can't take that chance.
Cambro kneels down in front of Nock. You're not the only one with ties to Bahamut.
Oh.
And has expectations of sacrifice.
No, please.
Nock, you were made the champion. However you feel about it, that was something Bahamut gave to you. To use. To bring peace beyond right here and right now. I'm a paladin, Nock. Toramash knew. I know. If there is a sacrifice to be made, it comes to my shoulders.
Let's calm down here. We're talking about sacrifice after everything. It does. As always.
You are not alone. I am offspring of their offspring. Should I not be able to help as well? A different power.
If you all do this, you'll die. I don't want you to die.
To die to save the world? To prevent this from happening again? That is a noble death. And one I would welcome.
Be serious. You're not doing this. I'm sorry. There's got to be another way, right? There's. Why is there always a hitch in the bloody?
Please. My final wish is for all of you to live. You will honor that. You will let me make this choice because people have made choices for me all my life. I will make my own choice. And you will respect it. I am the Peacebringer. That is my burden. That is my sacrifice. And I will not run from it. As he wipes his eyes, I will face it like a champion of Bahamut, with my head held high. Please.
Kimro's still on his level. Before he can react, he reaches around and he gives Nock the biggest hug he possibly can. And he says the last of the 7 unspoken truths. There is no peace without sacrifice. I understand what you have to do. You have always been a brother to me. I love you, Nock.
Love you, Kimbro.
And he stands up and he gives a salute. I will make sure this world never forgets. Nock the Peacebringer. Bahamut guide you.
At this point, Eldrath will walk up to Nock and kneel. Nock, at this point it is not hard to see that us meeting was fate. I honor you. I will never forget you. And if there is anything you want me to do, name it, and it will be done.
I want you to live and smile and laugh in the face of all the dangers that you may face. It will always be your greatest strength.
It will be done.
Bastion.
Really sure about this?
Oh, yeah.
I'm at peace with it.
Bastion pipes up.
Sense for the Peacebringer.
What you didn't have in strength, you make up far more in courage and true passion for the greater good of humanity. Thank you for teaching us all that. Get someone need to honor what he does.
You know, you're one of the few people I'm taller than. You know that? So, it's a little weird how I'm looking up at you right now.
I think I have only a small selfish request of you, Liwa.
I'll hear it.
Maybe don't steal as much.
Yeah. All right. All right. All right. You convinced me with your goody two shoes, but... Ah, blast it, I can't resist.
The prince floats over. He stands tall. His face impassive. Yet there's clearly a shimmer in his eyes. Nock, I cannot sway you from your conviction. I only pray that whatever you do, under Bahamut's guidance, you do it right. You do it well. And if your soul still exists, may we speak to you again.
I would like that.
That is all. I am proud of you.
Amber wipes a tear from his eye. Is there anything we can do to make sure this works? I don't want this to be in vain.
Stand back. There's going to be a lot of energy. Oh. As Nock takes a deep breath and looks around at all of you, his friends and brothers, and he walks to the center of the temple. The harshest and most painful of the unspoken truths. There can be no peace without sacrifice. And peace without sacrifice is surrender. And we will not surrender to the forces of evil. Not when I can bring us peace. As he wipes his eyes. Thank you, all of you, for being here with me. I couldn't do this alone. As Nock takes a deep breath and lets his shoulders go limp as he relaxes, accepting his fate. And looking up, the sky is visible. Clouds of smoke and ash from the volcano rising into the air and parting to show the azure color above as they mix with the white of the clouds. As he stands there for a moment looking far beyond what his eyes can see, he smiles. Nock the Kobold, the sole survivor of Trollbark, the steward of the Platinum Trio, Bahamut's chosen, is finally at peace. Bahamut, I'm ready. Use me as your conduit to seal the gate to Avernus, so that the evil queen can never breathe the fresh air of freedom ever again. Let your divinity flow through me and bring peace to Faerun. And you all watch as the wind around you picks up, ash and smoke whipping away as it does, swirling up into the air. The air is hot and acrid, but slowly it begins to cool and shift. The ash replaced with snow and frost. the hot air turning Arctic cold. Your breath turns to vapor as the temperature drops. More and more snow and frost swirl into the area, defying the volcano's heat as it coalesces into a massive ball of Arctic winds before bursting open and revealing the 70-foot tall image of Bahamut, the Platinum Dragon. His piercing Arctic blue eyes zero in on your group and knock, the fringes on his face flicked with ice and snow as his wings spread eagle wide before folding in. Standing before you in all his divine glory, the Justice Maker himself. Mortal will has destroyed, and mortal will shall create. Much has been lost, and much is to be rebuilt. War shall come to an end, so peace may thrive. However, this cannot be if my sister, the evil queen of dragons Tiamat, is ever given chance to gain purchase in this realm. Long ago, my power was sacrificed to bring this peace to Faerun, and has held for centuries. Again shall my divine energy be used to seal this gate, and you, my faithful servant, shall be my conduit. The final sacrifice I will ask of you. I ask you, Nock the Peacebringer, what are you willing to sacrifice for peace to be brought? As Nock looks up to his patron, his beloved deity, and smiles as tears stream down his face. Everything. I would give everything so that all could know peace. So all can sleep at night knowing evil is far away. So all can live and breathe the air of freedom I have come to love. I will give everything for that. As Bahamut spreads his wings, as the Arctic winds surround you all in this caldera, as the enormous dragon flaps his wings and the snow sparkles around you, riding the winds, Nock's eyes begin to glow with bright blue light, as a halo of divine energy encompasses him. As has been and always shall be, the final unspoken truth teaches us the hardest lesson of all. Peace is made from the sacrifices of our allies, the sacrifices we make of ourselves, and the sacrifices we make for the greater good. Some have given more than they were willing, and some gave far less than their share. Only the most noble would dare to sacrifice everything for everyone else. For that, Nock the Peacebringer, this world owes you a debt far beyond what they could ever repay. As the air grows cold, and the snow seems to freeze mid-air, suspended like little star sparkles in a nebula. But that would not be justice. And suddenly the aura of divine energy surrounding Nock shifts to the Platinum Trio. As the artifacts free themselves from Nock's grip as he looks up, confused. The Platinum Hammer, the Platinum Guard, the Platinum Chain, suspending themselves in the air as they glow, rotating and oscillating in a circle as they hum audibly. Too many have asked for this kobold to sacrifice for this war, myself included. Too many lives have been lost in this journey to find justice for those the cult has harmed. I will not see another sacrificed. You, my faithful servant, have been harmed by the cult more than anyone. You have sacrificed enough. It is past time for the burden of sacrifice to be shifted onto those who claim to worship me and the ideals I stand for. As the Platinum Trio begin to vibrate and shake, as cracks form in their bodies, spreading as bright blue light shines out from the fractures as they appear. The air is heavy with his divine presence. the king of good dragons, the lord of the north winds, the draconic god of justice and life. And then he speaks. Bahamut's booming voice echoes through the cavern, cold as Arctic wind and filled with the rage of a righteous fury. This war ends today. No more blood shall be shed in my name. No more death shall be laid at my feet. The burden shall be borne by all. So saith the Justice Maker. As the Platinum Trio shatters into dust, releasing the divine magic that forged them, the essence of Bahamut released back into the world. And as they glow around Nock in beautiful platinum and blue colored motes, like frost and snow dancing in the wind. With a burst of energy and wind, the area changes, not physically, but spiritually and emotionally. The turmoil, the anger, and stench of Avernus is far away, replaced only by the bubbling of magma and the reverberations of a gate that has been slammed shut, locking itself away until there is only stillness. As you all look around, and Bahamut is gone, the caldera is returned to as it was. And Nock looks around and sees the dust on the ground that was once the Platinum Trio. As he leans down and lifts a small pile into his clawed hand, and he lets it drop to the ground. The dust cascades down and scatters in the gusts of hot air. Nothing more than remnants of something great. It's over. The gate is sealed. As he looks up with a big smile, the gate is sealed!
Cambro rushes over and gives him another hug.
That grandpa is a tricky one.
Bahamut plus a
So
soul.
does this mean I can still? So does this mean I can still steal again? Oh God, what am I kidding?
It's your life.
I lift Nock up, and I put him on my shoulders.
It's over. We could go home. We could
Let's
go
go
home.
home.
Let's go home.
I don't think we're in disagreement.
As you all exit, leaving the Temple of Tiamat behind you, exiting the
Eldrath.
caldera.
Eldrath is
Go ahead.
running out to go find his mother.
The princess with Eldrath.
As you all make your way out and head off to rendezvous with those that you must, your allies, your family, your friends. It has been a long journey for you all. In the days that followed the Battle of the Well, as it came to be known, the aftermath of war was ever present. Destruction was everywhere, both from the battle itself and the damage that the cult had unleashed in their journey to free Tiamat. All of Faerun would have to rebuild, and there would be a lot of work to be done everywhere. In the city of Greenus, where the interlopers fought the cult for the first time, they have had more time to rebuild than others. Homes that were burnt were replaced, and the wounds of battle have scarred over. But the hamlet thrives, as Governor Nighthill and Escobert the Red lead their forces to shore up the defenses, while Lynn and Swift leads the civilians and merchants in re-establishing the town as a trading hub. She continues to raise her children to be independent and kind, filled with hope that the bright tomorrow that was gifted to them can last far beyond her. In El Terrell, the Order of the Gauntlet works tirelessly to round up the last of the cultists who escaped from the Well of Dragons. Their leader, Anthar Froom, swore to the Platinum Dawn that not a single member of this sect would escape Torm's righteous justice, and as such they have mobilized far and wide to root out the insidious group. Many former members and sympathizers are on the run, but many have also been tracked down thanks to the help of the Emerald Enclave, eager to see the cult punished for their transgressions against nature as well. The Lord's Alliance was hesitant to be involved at first, but now that there is an opportunity to spread their influence and power, they have not refused it. In particular, Lord Neverember, Ambassador Braunanvil, and Marshal Ravengard work hand in hand with the city officials and other organizations to restore the lost numbers through recruitment and careful conscription. Others, like Thunderspell's Hornblade, found themselves sulking in the corner, denied the opportunity to study ancient artifacts, but, as was the deal, the Council of Ancients took them to be hidden away so this tragedy may never unfold again. Lady Haventree, while not opportunistic as some of her counterparts of the Council, did take the chance to spread the word about the Harpers and the Platinum Dawn, expressing to all that had the Harpers been properly funded and organized like they were a century ago, things could have been dramatically different. The Harper recruitment was boosted by the presence of Cambro, Eldrath, and even Liwa, as they spoke with many at length about what they experienced and endured. Soon the Harpers would grow in number, and their influence will cover more of the Sword's Coast than ever before. All of this driven by one ideal that Lady Haventree has made sure everyone she recruits understands. Never again. The Zentarum did as they always do. They made a profit. With the help of Rion's maneuvering with the Council, she had ensured that the Black Network filled the gaps where the cult had pushed out other factions, and soon found themselves integral to the rebuilding efforts by being the supplier, the shipper, and the insurer all at the same time. Even Jammed and Gleam Silver took on a role as an escort for caravans moving through Zentarum territory, to ensure against any possible trouble that could find them. The Arcane Brotherhood kept the Lord's Alliance to their word, ensuring their independence and swearing their non-interventionist stance moving forward. While some were concerned with this autonomy, the Hoss Tower proved to be a quiet and uneventful place, aside from the random fireball from a student's practical exam. Macath the Crimson was dispatched to the Well of Dragons to retrieve and study the Drakehorn at the behest of the Blackstaff, in hopes of trying to find a way to counter it in the future should it fall into the wrong hands again. And the Council of Ancients also kept their word, and expected the humanoids to keep theirs. Thankfully, with little delay, the mask of the Dragon Queen, the fused form of the dragon masks, was returned to Protanther, who flew them away to parts unknown, never to be seen again. Tasmakella, also true to her word, assisted Eldrath in severing his connection to Tiamat, and while he has lost access to his warlock powers, he has freed himself completely from her. Soon, life moved on, as it always does. The damage the cult had done was soon undone, and the monotony of the everyday rose again. Paths lead into Waterdeep and soon lead out again, taking travelers far to the north and south and opening the sea to all who dare test its waters. The Platinum Dawn, however, their journey together had come to an end, their paths diverging again as dramatically as they had converged many, many months before. After taking time to heal their wounds and reflect on their adventures, it was time to say goodbye. Everyone had their own goals to pursue still, and new adventures waited. At a ship dock, bobbing in the waves at the Sea of Swords, a ship dances happily, as if excited for the adventure yet to unfold. And while the ship is small, it has a fine crew of two. as Pearl and Liwa stock up provisions, and the Platinum Dons stand at the dock to see them off. It's great. We're going to go see beyond the Sea of Swords. Maybe south, maybe west. I don't know. It's the first time I can go in any direction that wasn't picked for me, you know? It's very liberating.
Well, not really your choice. It's more so the choice of the sea, the wind. But we'll see where that ends up. Also, you still got those polymorphs. I think we could really use a sperm whale polymorph at just in case.
I'll keep it prepared. Don't worry.
Yeah, you better. Let's see here. And hey, could you hand over the bedding?
As Nock leans over and picks up the roll of bedding and moves towards the edge of the dock and just kind of tosses it onto the ship.
Ah, thank you, mate.
You know, you don't have to go.
That's the thing. I mean, I don't gotta do anything. So, well... Oh, because that's true. I don't have to do anything now.
Well, I mean, you're gonna have to show me how to steer the ship.
Well, yeah, I guess that's true. We're still learning. We're still learning. Just a reminder: make sure whenever we hit shallows, you let me do it. I would rather we not end up like our first investment. And he points to actually 5 different boats that are crashed against the rock harbor wall.
Now, we already discussed this, that you didn't explain which sail was which. So that's on you.
Well, okay. I just
I'm
thought it
stowing
was...
this.
Okay,
She picks up the bedding and goes down below.
You know, it's interesting to be back at sea after so long. I think I lost my sea legs for a bit. Hi.
Are you two going back to Okoa?
I think they've got... maybe we'll take a visit sometime. It's in the plan, but we want to do some sightseeing, of course. I've heard Waterdeep's good. Baldur's Gate's pretty nice this time of year, huh?
Sea travel does take quite some time.
Yeah, but there's something nice about it. Back at sea, all you got is your wits to ya. I mean, I'll return to visit every now and then, so long as I'm not dead. In which, got this bloke over here. I don't think I'm gonna die even if I want to. Isn't that right, Pearl?
I'll do my best.
Yeah, bet you will.
Nock smiles and laughs a bit and says, well, next time you come back, hopefully the new temple will be done and you'll have a place to stay.
Ooh, I do like this. I do like the sound of that. And I'll fill it up with all sorts of souvenirs for my travels. Yeah.
We'll have to clear we'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. Looks over to Cambro, just kind of gives a look.
Cambro just sighs and shakes his head, grinning.
As if she looks at Poi. Liwa, is Lupe under the waves with you?
Is she? Lupe, are you under the waves with me?
I saw her dive down earlier, and then just as you look over the edge of the boat, suddenly Lupe just whoosh right up out of the water and splashes you as they fly over the ship.
Yeah, right there.
As Nock falls to the ground laughing on the dock.
Well, laugh it up, Scaleball.
Well, at least you will always be safe, in a way. Sans any crashes on lone islands in the sea.
Yes, don't get
Oh.
eaten by a turtle dragon.
Mm. No promises.
They should be safe near the shore. But Pearl, will you be continuing your studies?
Yeah, I just think this will be more of a practical application.
Yeah, and what do you think half the storage space is being used for?
I need the books.
And the reagents?
You'll thank me for those later.
That is very wise of her. Oh. I'm certain that you will need this one day. And he fishes out the packet of Koa Koa sand that he has, that he's been using to teleport to Koa Koa. And he offers it to Pearl.
She takes it knowing full well what it is and what it can be used for, and smiles. Thank you for believing in me.
I know you will make it. And maybe I will see you again in Koa Koa.
I like that. All right, well, Skipper, are we ready to ship off?
Yep, ready as always.
Before you go,
Hmm?
Cambro will step up and he will fish out one of the scroll of shields that he didn't use, and he'll just go ahead and hand it over to Liwa. Keep yourself safe. Keep Pearl safe. Keep each other safe.
Oh, wow. Always good to have in hand. Oh, what do I have? Let's see
I
here.
just have one question
Liwa.
before you go.
Hmm?
He leans in and he just whispers, "Did you actually buy this ship this time?"
Oh, would you look at the time? I think we gotta get going. Pearl, can we
raising anchor. I'm raising anchor.
Yep, yep.
Got it.
Cambro just leans back
Liwa,
and just
like, eyes.
smiles.
Liwa
and shakes his
eyes.
head.
You could see in the distance there's like a very disgruntled looking elf noble.
Some things never change.
As
I saw nothing.
What are you talking about? What ship?
Just waves as he sees you start to the ship starts to move away and just starts taking a few steps back. We should probably not be here when they get here.
Never change, Liwa.
And
Be safe, you two.
just as they reach the exit of the harbor and the shoreline starts to disappear beyond the horizon, Liwa takes out Sunflare's flute and snaps it in half and tosses it overboard.
Hey.
Nice.
Now,
Definitely more of a
adventure!
Adventure, right? Maybe just which direction?
No, you should have asked me that before. That one, he says, having spun his sword around.
Looks good as any. And the two of you sail off, ready to find some new adventure on the high seas.
I think I will scry on them monthly.
You know, I might do the same, if I'm honest. Just to make sure he's okay, of course. You know, not because I think he's doing anything wrong.
Doing your magic tricks. At least we'll know he's safe. Kinda. Safe as it can be.
Well, it's Liwa. How safe can he be?
Exactly. You'll make it work out.
As
It's one of a kind, that's for sure.
That right?
as you make your way from the docks and watch as the boat goes off over the horizon. Even in the middle of winter, the living must bury the dead. This day is no different, as the victims of the cult have been returned to their homes and families, and now burials must happen. And while many of the Kellenvor clerics work to keep up with the demand, in a room in the back of a temple, sealed away for privacy, stands two of the Platinum Dawn, the enigmatic Eldrath Myuuldrid and the solemn Arai Ghoul. Laying on a table in front of them, draped with white linens that they are meant to be wrapped in, Eldrath's father, Briar Rift. A name that wasn't the one he was born with, but chose in order to hide himself in plain sight. Ironically, much like his son did. He is at peace. The peace of a man who knew that he died fighting for the ones that he loved. And now he is but an empty vessel, his body cleaned and prepared to be laid to rest respectfully.
Ryan will talk to Eldrath. Say, are you ready?
As much as I can be, I suppose.
And is your mother joining in as well?
I spoke to her and told her what we were going to do, and she said no. She's already put him to rest in her mind.
Probably best. Probably best, yeah. Alright. After making sure that they are personally in a private time for this, he will cast Speak with Dead.
As just like before, the magic comes out like green smoke as it fills the lungs of the body of Briar Rift as he takes a facsimile of a breath, his eyes open and glowing with green light.
Alright. You got 4 questions, I believe. So make them count.
Okay. Hey, Dad. um, this may be the last time that you and I can speak to one another. So, would you like to come back? We could find a way. We can make you come back if you wish it.
Oh, I am at peace now.
That's understandable. What knowledge would you like to give to me in these last moments?
I have loved you since I laid eyes on you, and it will never change how I feel, even in death.
At this point, tears are streaming down Eldrath's face. Is there anything that I can do for you here in this mortal world?
Protect your mother.
Do you have any words for her?
If given a chance to do it all over again, I would not change a thing.
Eldrath puts his hand on his father's chest and he looks to Arai. You can ask him your question.
Is there anything that you have never told your son or your wife that you wish to finally let off your chest before you pass?
I have no regrets in this life. Only that I must leave it so soon. But I am at peace, and the beast will never take me again. As you watch as the energy fades, and once again, for the final time, Briar Rift goes to rest.
Thank you, Arai.
For the first time ever, Arai will drop his staff and he will give Eldrath a hug. A sincere hug.
He's full on embracing you.
As you hear a knock on the door. Hello? Is everything okay? Is it good to come in? As you see Rendeville sticking her head through the gap of the door.
Yes, yes. Yes, come in.
As she moves in and she immediately goes to you, Eldrath, and just pulls you into a hug. A very deserved mom hug.
Aww.
I am sorry that you're lost, my dear. But know that he is in a good place.
I know. I have made a promise not to be unhappy anymore, and I'm not. I will just miss him.
But he will live right in here, as she taps your heart. He is part of you forever. Now, go be with your family.
I'll see you around, Arai.
Yeah, of course.
Well, Arai, the arrangements have been made. You are sure that you want to travel for your studies? You do not want to perhaps come back home to the house tower?
As nice as the tower would be, traveling would be much better. There are more lives and deaths out there that need to be sanctioned and put into harmony as it should be.
Well, you have proven to be extremely talented and resourceful. And I am unable to teach you anymore. So I will allow you. No, I will allow myself to let go of you. You are a good boy, Arai.
And you are a good mentor and mother.
So tell me all about this first student you have, a dragonborn from Candlekeep, apparently. Who is this? This is the cleric's daughter, yes?
Yes, it is. Sorry about that. Yes, She is talented, from what I'm aware, but her father does not fully approve of necromancy around.
Well, if he gives you problems, you just send him my way and I kick his ass.
Or I can just send a spirit and let him just sit with it for a bit.
That would be funny as well. But no, we should, we must be good. We are good wizards. We are good wizards. Just mischievous sometimes.
I mean, I can't say that a little thing from Eldrath didn't love off.
Well, let us go and have a lovely dinner before you leave tomorrow. It will be my treat.
Lead the way. And please, if we're teleporting, please make sure you aim properly.
No teleporting this time. I think I would like to spend as much time with you as I can, selfishly, as she wraps her arm around yours and escorts you out of the temple.
And under his breath, he's just going, "Oh, thank the gods."
In the guest chambers of Lady Silverhand's manor, the sparse material possessions of the prince are gathered by his attendants, Lin and Chai. The young master travels lightly, guided by the spirits and buoyed by his confidence and serenity. As scrolls and books are packed away, a gentle rap on the door alerts the young master to his host, the open Lord Silverhand. Prince Sichi, I don't suppose I could convince you to allow me to charter a ship for you, perhaps? Or maybe a few crates of wine for the travel?
I apologize, my most gracious host. However, I must travel light. It is within our code. It appears my travels are not over yet.
Well, as somebody who has had several centuries of travel, let me tell you, it's never really over. You find places where you stay for a little while longer than others, but the journey keeps going.
Indeed it does. I hope I too will eventually have my own centuries of stories to tell, if I'm successful.
Well, if is such the case, I will see you back here in 200 years' time. We will have much to catch up with.
I look forward to it.
I appreciate all that your group has done, and also I appreciate what you have done. Waterdeep wouldn't be standing here if it wasn't for you and your group.
It is hardly my group. It was all of us, but mostly Peacebringer and his loyal guard, Cambro. These are the stories that must be told in Waterdeep. I am but a vagabond, he says as he grabs his old robes and kind of prepares them on the bed to put on after their meeting is done.
Yes, I suppose that's the truth, isn't it? Waterdeep owes its very existence to that kobold. Well, I wish you well in your travels, and I hope you find your goals sooner rather than later.
Yin, Chai, and Singe will tell me when it's over. Won't you? He says, glaring a little at the two in his room who gave him the bad news.
They both looked back down into the scrolls, just like packing them into the bags, like, yeah, well. As Singe is just laying on one of the tables, just lazily, like, I merely deliver the messages.
You cause me more trouble than you know.
Well, you still refuse to give me roast ducks, so I suppose we are even.
Later, when we return, I will buy you as many roast duck as you would like. Please let my journey be over.
Your father says that he has many, many concerns about this and wishes to speak with you first. Only then, perhaps, if he is satisfied. But I don't know. I find the journey to be quite fun, don't you?
Ah. You are right. And you are wrong. You are right.
As Lady Silverhand just kind of covers her mouth with her hand and just chuckles slightly. Well, I shall leave you with your charges. Safe travels.
Thank you. And I hope that all the gifts that I have left behind will be used by those of the Platinum Dawn and otherwise. Also, did Varja want this ring back?
Oh, you know what? We should probably, yes, let me. That's pretty important to her.
It is convenient, but I do not need it technically.
She's been very preoccupied with that mask. Very curious. But anyway, I will return this to her, no problem.
Thank you.
And of course, should you ever find yourself in Waterdeep again, you are always welcome in my home.
Thank you for that as well. In fact, it will be easy to do so. If I ever miss Waterdeep, which I might.
Good day, Master Wei, as she bows to you.
Master Wei bows back. Good day, and thank you for reaching out to Longwall.
I've learned that the world is very large, but it's still very small when you have enough time to walk it. I'm grateful that they heard the call. But I digress. Good day. As she makes her way down the hall, as Lynn and Chai look at you. Well, Master, are we to head out today, or shall we wait tonight, or...
We can take our time. We have all the time anyways. Until the next adventure calls, let us visit our friends one last time. And I will regale to you again my accomplishments and make sure that you are not missing anything.
Chai looks very dejected, and Lynn just kind of picks him up by the shoulder and just lifts him up straight. It's like, it would be our honor, young master.
He gets changed.
Right. As many of you are natives of Waterdeep, living here full time, and as such, your duties are here in Waterdeep. As Bastion finds himself sitting in an office at the Order of the Gauntlet, wondering who did he make mad, and why is he in the office? Because that's usually something bad.
I swear, 300 feet. It's a long distance, but I didn't really think I'd awaken that.
As the door to the office opens and Ontharr Froom walks in, full armor, and just looks a little bit tired, perhaps.
So,
Bastion, good to see you.
Yes, great to see you. Yeah. I hope.
Oh, you can sit down quietly. Don't you worry, you're not in trouble.
Thank goodness. Oh, what did you call me in here for then tonight? If I'm not being rude.
It turns out a favor for an old friend, actually. Seems that you made an impression during your final battle there with the forces of Tiamat, and they were quite interested in finding the gent with the hammer. So,
yeah.
You can go ahead and come on in. As
Oh.
filling up the door, you see this giant hyena folk, just in very simple clothing, walks in, kind of ducks below to get through the door. As he sees Bastion, and he's like, "Hey, hammer!"
Yes, it's the guy with the hammer. Hey. Oh man, can't believe I finally found my way back here. It's been wow. Yeah. So yeah, that was me. I mean, we really only met in passing, but yeah, I mean, what brings you around here? And as that's happening, Olia gets a bit sheepish, thinking for a second about his response. Well, it's been quite a lot going on for you here in combat and whatnot, and I know this is really a prestigious place and all that, but I mean, believe me, I was in your shoes and in your hammer, in a sense, per se. After all this, I kind of just wanted to take things easy and lead things back to my village. And so it's kind of hard now as the town keeps growing, but don't have as much, should I say, defense for anything oncoming. I mean, I know that you've done so much here to help with settling the peace here. I mean, what would you say if I, offered you maybe a place back at my home to help with defending? Two strong men better than one, right? And Ashton's just like, oh my goodness, this guy rambles more than me. Gives him like a, just a pause for a second. It's true that he's been kind of feeling like he's been going through the motions as of late, but I think the thing that he's been wanting the most is a place just beyond a prestige, like not just something where he's simply honored, but somewhere where he can settle, per se. And as he finishes that train of thought to himself, he gives a look to Ontharr. If it's okay with you and everyone else, I'm more than ready to oblige and take on the honor. Oh, great, buddy. Yep. Oh yeah, just like.
Oh yeah, you keep good hold of this one. This one's a good one.
Oh, well, that's great to hear. I've gone through my share of rebel rousers, I guess you can say. And yeah, I mean, you did have to deal with Eldrath, right? Yeah, there were worse people, I'd say, in our group. Oh man. Well, let me tell you about, and he starts going into a rant about this certain spider folk, and just I just could not hold him back. Oh man, I mean, this slap battle we had. Goodness. I just hope I thought I was strong.
As the newest, bestest bromance that has ever been birthed in the history of D&D.
Real.
continues on.
Like Arthur's just trying to get Warren, like trying to get him out of the office, and like, oh yeah, this is great,
Yeah,
but
all right, yeah, I got work to do.
no, but let me tell you, oh darn, man, it's too bad. Well, I mean,
Got paperwork, I got to sign stuff. Come on, let's go.
oh man, I guess I'm just not used to that back in the village. Well, let me tell you what's going on back there. As he's walking out the passage, she just like looks over, and is like, okay, he doesn't have the sheepish smile, but it's like, okay, I got this.
The image of Untha failing to shove two beefy boys through his doorway, just like,
He's
just
quite
like his
literally
feet
short-stacked, so
moving,
yeah.
Yeah.
his feet moving, but not grabbing any purchase. Like, out, I gotta sign.
It's like Impassion's doing the thing where it's like, trying not to be rude to like leave. Like he's trying to entertain, but at the same time he's like, yeah, we definitely should get moving. They make their merry way out.
Yeah. Let me tell you about my best friend.
Got a little hop to his step.
As the days move past the Battle of the Well, and soon people will begin to settle into their daily lives, and back at Oldbrinter Manor, Lady Haventree sitting in her favorite chair in her sitting room, as sitting across from her is Cambro and Nock and Eldrath. As she sits back looking at Cambro and sighs. Is this really what you want to do, Cam?
I think it's best. You guys have gotten a lot of people, new faces, new ways of being able to do things, and well, I think it's been made clear to me that I'm needed elsewhere. Bahamut has come to me in a dream and told me about what needs to happen with Trollbark. And I was proud and happy to take on that duty. But there is a request I have for you. If maybe between you and the Black Staff and somebody with a lot more magical knowledge than me, I think we should have one of those circles at the temple. I may not be a part of the Harpers anymore, but you know you'll always be welcome.
Well, as it just so happens, I seem to have found someone who is in need of some work and also has some experience with teleportation circles and Harper business and all this crazy Cult of the Dragons stuff. As she looks over to Eldrath and smiles.
I'm your man.
You may live to regret that.
Cambro looks over to Eldrath. You really want to do this? You want to be part? I would love to have you. Uh, sorry, this just hit me out of the blue.
I will technically still be working for the Harpers. It's look, growing up, I was taught one thing: infiltration, and I'm still really good at it. Although I can't. He kind of waves his hand over his face, and he's not able to do the mask of many faces anymore. I can't rely on other people's faces as much anymore. So I would have to relearn a few things. But yes, I am more than willing to help.
Your presence would honor me. And he thinks for a moment. And he says, no matter where your Harper business takes you, I know that the Harper pin identifies you, part of that group, that brotherhood, support. But there is also another connection that I want you to have. And with that, he takes his holy symbol and he puts it in Eldrath's hand.
Thank you. I
Still a brother to me. Family looks out for family.
always, yes.
As my mom and dad would undoubtedly tell you. Speaking of, I would also like to know if we can get a circle at Daggerford, so I can go visit my mom and dad a little bit more often. It's not that I don't trust them or anything like that, but they really enjoyed my company, and I'd really enjoy theirs.
Well, as it turns out, there was a magic shop there that was burnt down or something, some kind of tragedy that happened there. And apparently they had a beginnings of a circle there. They were apparently working on that. So we've already bought the property, so we'll probably be taking that over. We can get that taken care of. That shouldn't be an issue.
That'd be much appreciated, Lady Haventree. Thank you. I also thank you for believing in me and supporting me, correcting me when I needed correction.
Cam, you've been a valuable asset for me. It's time for you to go and be you. Do what you want. Dedicate yourself to something that isn't war and subterfuge and espionage. Your heart's too pure. It would do so much more good elsewhere than here.
Thank you. And I know exactly what I'm going to be doing. Trollbark needs a sentinel, needs a watcher. Bahamut wants me to be that watcher. He wants me to take over Tormosh's role. And I would like nothing more than to honor my friend and mentor.
I don't think you need to take over that role to do that. I think he would be very proud.
He looks over to Nock and smiles. Are you staying in Waterdeep? Are you going with me to Trollbark, or are you going elsewhere, my friend?
I spoke with Prince Ichi, and they were able to tell me where the white kobolds might be.
See.
I don't know if I'll find my family exactly, but I think I need to go and just to reconnect with my culture.
I understand.
When I'm done, I'll come back and we'll run Trollbark together and we'll make it the best temple that's ever been. Other than, the one in Waterdeep that Baruch is making right now.
You take your time, and if you need me for anything, you know where to find me. And he turns to Lady Haventree. That also goes for you. I may not be with the Harpers anymore, but it's nice to have a paladin on your side.
Well, don't take this the wrong way, Cam. I hope I don't have to call you for that.
Fair.
But you're always welcome here. May not be my charge anymore, but you're still my friend.
And you are mine as well.
All right. Well, Eldrath and I have much work to do. We have to get him up to speed on all the Waterdeep politics. This is going to take a few hours. Eldrath, sit down.
Good luck.
Take care, Cambro.
I'll see you soon.
Yeah.
As Nock and Cambro exit the sitting room, as Lady Haventree lays out a few maps and papers and says, "Now, what we're actually going to be talking about," as she begins to go into your next mission.
Mm-hmm.
As Nock and Cambro make their way to the stables out back, where Adun is waiting, as they have been loaded up with supplies, and as Nock approaches and pats Adun on the cheek. Thanks for everything, Cam.
You've been a real blessing in my life, Nock. Take care of yourself. And come back safe.
I will. And when I come back, we're going to do great things together.
Count on it.
As Nock mounts up and with a little kick into the side of Adun, flies into the sky. As you watch as your friend, your ally, your brother, sets off on his own journey to find himself.
Cambro kind of gives a salute as he leaves. He looks around Waterdeep as he's now outside of the manor. And he just takes in a deep breath and lets out a relieved sigh that things are going to work out for the better. He can't think of anything that he needs to do, so he's going to mentally summon one of his best friends to be by his side.
Cool. As Craggs summons next to you. Oh, hey, buddy.
Oh,
Hey, Craigs. I think our work here is done.
Oh, really? Where's the next
Yeah.
adventure then?
Not much of an adventure. We're going to Trollbark and we're going to help rebuild the temple there. And then I'm going to be its sentinel. I'm going to stay there for a while.
Oh, in the
whether or
forest?
not. Pardon?
In the forest?
Yes.
Oh, there's trees in the forest.
That is true.
Where
There
there's
are
trees.
trees in the forest. That is very
Where-
good.
But Cam, where there's trees, there's bees. Where there's bees, there's hives. Do you get me? Cam,
Yeah.
there's honey in those woods.
We'll discuss it on the way. But I think we're going to grab our stuff real quick, and then we're going to fly down by way of Daggerford. I'm going to visit Mom and Dad again. And then we're going to go down there together.
Right. But then honey trees, right?
We'll find a honey tree for you. And with that,
Yes.
he opens up his palm, and he summons some good berries. One for the road, my friend. Pops it in his muzzle.
Yeah.
This is the most serious I've ever heard cracks.
I know, this is kind of... I literally reared back in my chair a little bit. It's like, oh, I didn't know he was this intense about it. Dang, okay. New adventure planned. Let's go. With that, he'll gather his things, say his goodbyes to Baruch, and mounted on Craggs' back, he flies off one more time out of Waterdeep to embrace his destiny.
And time passes. What first is only a few months becomes a year, then 2, then 5. Till 10 years later, Cambro, you're at the Trollbark Temple. You're in your quarters, just writing in your journal, as you've oft done. The day's been fairly busy. You were help training new recruits. They were not quite up to your standards. Certainly wouldn't have been up to Toramash's standards. But, you'll whip them into shape. It'll just take a little bit of time. As you are sitting quietly in your chair at your desk and you hear a rap on the door. Master Cambro,
Yes,
someone to see you.
send him in.
As the door opens, and inside the entrance, a white kobold with a big warm smile and a holy symbol around his neck for Bahamut. Hello, brother.
And he gets up out of that chair and he just brushes and gives him a bear hug.
Told you I'd be back.
Took your time.
Yeah, there's a reason for that. There's some people I want you to meet.
Sure. You'll go out of the office with him.
As Nock takes you to the front of the temple. As you step outside, and you can see Adun just laying on the ground passively as 2 young white-scaled kobolds climb over him, much to his annoyance. As the kobold children scream and laugh, as a female kobold waves one of her arms at them, yelling in Draconic, while tucking a small infant kobold against her chest in a sling.
Pizza.
Camero just looks, and you can kind of see the clock and ticking in his head. They're like, tick, 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 twang. And then he just slow turns to Nock and gets this big shit-eating grin on his muzzle.
Cam, this is my mate, Fila. As she walks forward and bows to you. Sir Cambro, we have heard many things about you. You are even taller than I expected.
Cambro will kneel down and bow. It is my honor, Tila.
And as Nock points over to the two kobolds that are climbing over a dune, those are my sons, Toramash and Dorjan. And this, as he reaches over and picks up the smaller kobold and lifts her up to you. This is my daughter. Her name's Cameron.
Cambro just... There's tears of joy in his eyes. They were there when he heard the sons' names. But that is... He openly cries at this point. Tears of joy. I don't know what to say. Welcome to the world, Cameron. Dorjan.
I did it, Cam.
Tormash.
I did it. I found my family.
I'm so happy for you, Nock. Bob has truly blessed you.
Well.
And me.
Well, we're here, and I'm ready to help.
Of course. And he immediately gets like attendants to help secure rooms for them. Definitely 2 rooms, one for kids, one for the adults. And he spends all of his time that he can hearing all of the stories and just catching up with his brother, his friend, and maybe now he's a godfather. Something that he never thought would happen, but he truly feels blessed.
As you all settle in, content that this is the path that Bahamut has laid out for the both of you. And now here it is, a path of peace. And in the land of Faerun, a peace is spreading over the surface and through the land. A cold war is over before the fiery tendrils of Avernus could be unleashed on the populace. The Lord's Alliance, previously having denied the existence of a war, were keen to take credit for its final act to deal a decisive, quick strike to the cult of the dragon. But even the power of bureaucrats and politicians could not blind or silence those who had seen and heard with their own eyes and ears. The Platinum Dawn saved the day, a noble band of mismatched misfits who came from all walks of life, from different parts of the world, and joined together to fight evil and save Faerun from utter destruction. Through their tenacity, ingenuity, and their breadth of experience, they were able to gather a powerful force against the cult at the Well of Dragons. And leading the charge that day was none other than a small, white-scaled kobold, a cook who put down his frying pan and picked up a weapon to fight the evil Queen of Dragons, and risked everything to win the fight for the side of peace and all that is good. And his name went down in the history books, spoken by orators and sung by bards throughout the land, Nock the Peacebringer. But more than that, his companions lived on in their own ballads and sonnets, given illustrious and provocative names such as Cambro, the Dragon Slayer, Arai, the Grave Caller, Liwa, the Dick Exploder, and so many more. Heroes who shall live on in song, in history, long after their time, as the Platinum Dawn. The ones who thwarted The Rise of Tiamat. The end.
Woo! We
Woo!
did it.
Beautiful.
So here's what we'll do. We'll just take a quick break, and if anybody wants, we can do some unwrapping. We can go through the lores and everything. Any questions you might have, but let's just take a quick break here to collect ourselves, and then we'll be right back.
Yeah, Ethan, did you have a question you wanted to ask?
Oh yeah. So did we level up?
Fuck you.
There
More,
it
more things change, the more they stay the same, right?
is. In all fairness,
All right.
I dared him to do that.
Yeah.
All right. Let's just take a few, and I'll be back, and we can just go through the lore. If you guys have anything that you desperately need to know, I will be happy to do a lore dump.
Okay.
Throw down.
Back in a few.
Okay, same here. And as always, this is the one part of the D&D stream where we take our break. Unfortunately, is the final one for this campaign, but during it, we kind of chit and chat if we're hanging around. Usually, we kind of are getting stuff or whatever it is. But when we come back from, getting whatever we need, we sit around and chat a little bit before everybody's back. And if you are subscribed, you get to hear us do that a little bit more. Otherwise, I was about to say sit back and enjoy the ads, but, you can do whatever while the ads are playing. But nevertheless, if you have the ads playing, they'll be just a couple minutes, and then you'll be right back with us. Either way, folks, remember to stretch, remember to hydrate, or whatever you need to do to feel comfortable. And I'll be right back, also.
I return.
Welcome back. Oh, bear. No, just kidding.
I have broken out the rum tonight.
Which kind?
Kraken.
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 Kraken
rum.
rum.
One of my favorite
Kraken
brands.
rum?
Dark rum. Really good mix.
Oh, okay. It's a dark rum. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, a
Not
spiced
straight,
rum.
of course. I mix it with this low-cal cranberry drink that I have. It makes a nice, refreshing cocktail.
Ah.
I think tonight is definitely a salud night, if you will. I was very glad to interject the thing with Liwa about stealing the ship. I
Oh,
always
yeah.
thought that having it come full circle is always fun.
There's lots of full circle, which is good. But some of them
Yeah.
actually move forward. And I was like, all right, great. Yay.
Man, Deyna hit me hard. That thing with knock. Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. At the same time, I'm furious with him, and I love him for that. It's like, dare you blindside me and bless your heart. Oh. I don't know how godfathership would work. That was even a thing back there. But I'm pretty sure, without a doubt, Cambro would be the godfather of Nox family.
Had to give
I
the
don't know
boy a
if you-
happy ending.
That was so wonderful. I was telling Yao, I was like, I hated you for pouncing that one on me, and I loved you for pouncing that, for giving me that, giving Nox that. It was. I was paralyzed with. Oh, it's like seeing the Fenpires for the first time.
They are adorable.
They are so damn adorable.
I believe you've got Canberra the Godfather on this, the day of my daughter's wedding.
Some poor like kobold tries to put the moves on camera and like later on, and there's like, oh well, you have to come and meet my godfather, and they're like, oh yeah, who's that? And this big bear just takes up the whole space of the entrance of the door, just like, oh, that's him right there.
And when Camro's busy, Crags will step in. Do not offer me any honey.
There you go.
I find your lack of respect.
Krags used to be a regular bear.
Yep.
So he heard he was going to a forest, and the first thing that came to his mind was, there's honey in the forest.
Yep. I forgot all about that when I was like looking at his intensity. I was like, oh shit, yeah, he would be jacked up about that. Okay, yep, let's go get some money. I mean, good berries apparently ain't doing it enough for you. Fine, let's do it.
Really, I just wanted to say the phrase, there's honey in those trees.
They're in the woods.
Crag's going crazy like a gold digger, but the gold is honey.
Woo.
I don't know if you were around when I said, but I got some rum in me right now, Deyna.
Yeah,
Last salute.
I drive people to drink, I know.
You do. But in a good way. I mean, I do have work tomorrow, so I can't overindulge. But, you know, I think I did this for the last game, too.
This,
The last
the
thing.
file,
So
the file that I have for Tyranny of Dragons, this doc file, because I just wrote it out on one doc, and I just kept adding in where I needed to, and it just kept getting bigger and bigger. It's 242 pages.
Jesus.
I mean, considering the length of time that you've been running this, that makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's not even
That makes sense.
everything. Let's see. And this is just for Rise of Tiamat. That's not even the whole. That's not even the previous leg. So that's all of just Rise of Tiamat. Damn, that's a lot. And that's not even everything that's written down either. You can count in all of the little note cards and stuff that I have all scattered around.
See, I think I would absolutely go nuts. You know, Yao had suggested you should be a GM, and I'm like, and I listened to all of that with Dan, and I'm like, yeah, I think there would be blood coming out of my nose constantly. I don't think that's for me, really.
It works for me. I don't think anybody could pick up my notes and go. I think that they're very
Yeah.
catered to me.
It's like, you know, student notes.
Yeah, kind of goes that way. It's
Yeah.
kind of the same vibe, honestly.
Real. I mean, it's all like, you know, whatever helps you retain and retrieve from your own mind.
Exactly.
And then you have like a note that goes like, oh, what is this? It's a squiggle with a dot on it. Oh, I know what that means. Okay, never mind. Okay, got it. Yeah.
My eyes hurt. Just crying that whole time. Ah! It's over.
It's over.
I mean, I didn't know what you had like planned at the end of the fight there, but I think you knew that, you know, Camera was gonna try to throw himself in front of Nock.
Oh yeah, no. I think that was the key, though, to Nock's character, is like how much of his life was not him making choices.
Because when I heard
Like-
that, that's when I'm like, oh shit, that's right. Self-determination is kind of important here. I should step
Yep.
back.
Even when he thought that he had some semblance of control, he still didn't get a choice. And that's like, I think that drove the character in the end. The more I was writing it, and I was just like, I think Nock would just make this choice because it's the only choice that he can make. Nobody's going to make this choice for him.
I'm so very glad you had an out, because I would be very sad to lose my favorite kobold.
Well, that I think that was also part of it, was like, I don't think that Bahamut would look at that as justice. Like, I don't think there was any part of it that he could look at it and say, this is a just thing to do. He's like, it's not. It just isn't. Because this creature has suffered so much that even after all of that, with no reason, nothing attaching it to the world, still said, I would give everything for everybody else. And that's the moment of like, if we did this, it wouldn't be justice. So he chose to shed that burden onto others.
The right call.
So they lose 3 artifacts for Bahamut. That is a huge cost. But that is the choice that Bahamut made. So
It opened the gates to choice. Because then clearly, Nock is able to choose, I'm going to go find my family. Hee.
and he did.
He made a new family.
And got busy.
Hey, look, you know, kobold. He found a kobold that looks, doesn't look down on him, looks just like him, and yeah, there's that connection. Just how it is. I even had it in the notes here that his children, Tormash, Dorijan, and Cameron, but also known as Tori, Dory, and Cam.
Oh man.
Oh, there you go.
They're perfect.
Hmm.
I'll tell you what, Naga's not just the peace bringer, he's also a peace getter, if you know what I mean.
That's not knowledge that I want for my comfort character.
Oh, that was good. That was fun.
We did it.
We did.
We made no mistakes whatsoever.
Absolutely
Everything was perfect.
Flawless victory.
So what mistakes did we make?
Okay, genuinely.
Here comes that 242-page document.
So genuinely, you guys would have been screwed if Tiamat had been summoned.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
There are other things that can be done to weaken Tiamat before she gets there. And because of the timing of it all, it would have been difficult, but it wouldn't have been impossible. But up until that point where they were getting close to the point of like, we're going to be able to summon them, none of those criteria had been made. So Tiamat was going to be coming out full power.
Shit.
What were the things we should have done to weaken her?
Basically, the ritual was the key. You had to basically keep the wizards from using the ritual. So keeping the pressure on them so that they had to cast spells to defend themselves in order to continue would have disrupted the ritual. If you had done it enough times in a row, it would have disrupted the ritual. They would have had to start all over from square one.
So if we would have kept them all like casting reaction spells or shield or something like that.
Basically, if you just kept the pressure on them to the point where like they couldn't afford to not attack you. So there was plenty of
So
times
cast
when they
animate
were whistling
objects.
Yeah.
Where are the twingas when we need them?
It's kind of hard for a ground-bound marshal.
I was gonna say
that was the challenge. Was the idea that with the different tiers of height that needed to be addressed, and they weren't standing on platforms, they were completely in the open air. It was like, if people have not considered how to fly in these scenarios, that is going to be a problem for them, because then you're focused on ranged attacks, and those can be iffy depending on what kind they are. If it's just regular weapon melee, you're not dealing enough damage to really take those guys down. And if it's spells, then you're using massive resources just to take out a couple of chuckle fucks,
Yeah.
So that was the challenge of the final battle there.
Teresa in my chat had mentioned earlier, I wanted the portal to close on Tiamat's hand and chop it off.
Well, she's divine, so that wouldn't have happened. But
yeah, I figured. They're like, yeah, no, that's a goddess's claw there.
it made it more appropriate that because of Eldrath and Tiamat's connection, from the beginning there has always been this plan to really emphasize the sibling aspect of Tiamat and Bahamut. And at first that was Zir and Eldrath, because they were very much diametrically opposed in their philosophies, but they still worked together, and they were still like very sibling like. Unfortunately we did split ways with Raven. But after the fact, that role, I thought that I would have to create that role for him to have that foil, but you stepped in with Cam to completely fill that gap, and it worked perfectly because it kept that dynamic of like a sibling-like interaction between you two.
Funnily enough, you created Cam without knowing that Eldrath was going to return.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. When
Yep.
you
That
did
was insane.
Bruno Mars or whatever.
Hell yeah! Fucking that name was. It was something like
His name
that.
was. I don't know. He's not real. He doesn't count.
He comes from the mystical land of Jersey.
He comes
but
from
no-
uptown where he funks you up.
And I think with Knock, it was always intended to be the notion of when you look for something grand, you're going to overlook the thing that is, it's not grand, but it's going to be important, And so Knock was very much that character of the character who was overlooked.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of alluded to it in like the lore where a blacksmith basically helped to save a whole village, a whole town, in that same level. And I was kind of just making the allusion to Knock here. It's pretty much the same thing. Comes out and saves the world. Is almost like Under Siege, where Steven Seagal says, "I'm just the cook." And it's just Knock doing that. And I'm like, okay.
Well, and that's also, I think, this can be seen as controversial, I think, to some people, some DMs. I wanted to take the onus of being the linchpin off of you guys, because I feel that changes the dynamic of the player group when you have the person who is the chosen one. It feels it feels like you're playing favorites in a way, and it's like I try to avoid that as much. Obviously, I do like some people's stories a lot more because they resonate with me, but at the same time, it's like I don't want to put the crown on top of my favorite player and say you're the special one. So in this case, it served well to do that to an NPC, and I know a lot of people would be like, oh, that's a self-insert, that's a Mary Sue, and it's like I wasn't trying to make him a self-insert or a Mary Sue. Like he was supposed to be a real character who had a lot of trauma and like light in him,
To be fair,
So
he could have very likely died in that
Yeah.
fight
Yes.
at the end.
very easily.
Yeah.
I mean, so like a Mary Sue or Gary Stew, however you want to call them, are all like just types of characters who don't deserve the good things that are happening to them specifically. So I don't think that Knock would necessarily be in any capacity.
Well, I mean, if you saw his fight, he obviously was not like the Gary Sue there who could like down the Wraith in like one battle in one hit,
Mhm.
And
They kept him
he
occupied.
taps into his chosen Bahamut's power of instant death. Ugh.
Well, the
Look
funny
how
thing
awesome
is
he
that in the original concept of Knock, in the context of this campaign, I toyed with the idea of making him an aspect of Bahamut, but that didn't feel right. Because it felt like I was taking something away from this character that I created, who was like a very compelling individual. And I was like, well, if we just suddenly make him this, then it's just going to kind of make all of that pointless, right? Because it's like it doesn't exist. So I feel like
it may depend on how much he does not know, like how autonomous Bahamut would make this aspect.
Yeah.
Because I had a previous game where I played a bard who was actually an aspect of like a a cat god who was trying to get back a sacred relic and acting through her, but she had no idea that she was this thing. It was only, until later on that it was kind of revealed to the entire party, not just her. And she was like, I had no idea about that, but if, there was all this drama. I was like, you deceived us. I didn't know. How could I deceive you when I didn't know what was going on with that? Same concept, I would think, if that was the aspect. But I'm kind of glad you didn't. I'm very glad with the way Nock was developed.
Yeah, it played out better with him being just an individual, just a person.
Yeah, with the trauma he got at Trollbark, you definitely
that,
get a lot of gravitas.
Yeah. Well, and that was, I think, part of the reason why it was so important for Nock to be unnoticed, because it's like it's so easy to overlook those kind of things when you're dealing with, huge world-ending threats. And it was still like taking the time to, make sure that, your friend Nock is okay, because it's like he's still dealing with all that trauma. And then suddenly he gets kind of thrust into the world against his will. But he doesn't really complain about it at all. He just kind of takes it in stride. So until the end, when he actually had to confront it, like denial is very, very powerful, because everybody else saw it. Everybody else could see it. Nock could not. He could not allow himself to see it.
So, to put a bookmark on Zir, what happened to Zir? Like, would it be possible that he eventually showed up at Trollbark?
Honestly, when it comes to player characters, I try not to pilot them unless I have permission to do so.
Fair enough, yeah.
And when a campaign's over, like when the last campaign leg of the campaign ended there, and some of you switched characters, that was you surrendering the characters to me, basically. Like they still belong to you, they're still yours, but now they are mine to use in the story. In the case with Raven, because of how things went down, we did not end on good terms, and that's just how it happened. And I wasn't going to take his creative work and try to make it into something of my own. So I opted to just take him out of the story, because it seemed like the fairest thing to do.
No, that's understandable.
Yeah, I mean, I still think about that whole situation, and I wish it had gone down differently. But I think that at that time, Raven and I were just in different places, and we weren't able to be on the same page at that point. So it just didn't work out that way. But I mean, at the same time, I think we still put together a great story, and I would have loved to have seen what Zir could have done, but it just didn't play out.
Yeah.
I was very amused at Dirk's
Yes.
having Bastion and Olia together at that point, and I had actually written out in my chat, I hope Deyna isn't gonna have Cambro to be talking to Cassidy. That would be kind of weird.
That would have been good. But nah,
I don't know. I don't think this would be like. I have no idea how that would be like. I don't want to.
Do you know? Oh man, do you know who would have been an insane interaction? Would have been Cassidy and Liwa.
Man.
I would have loved that. I would have honestly loved that. It would just be like these two are digging at each other left and right.
I mean, here's the thing. Honestly, the best story arcs that I have enjoyed the most there's been, I think, 2 of them that I constantly go back to, and that is the Cambro goes evil from the sword. Yeah. That arc was fantastic from beginning to end, because we managed to arc it good enough that when it hit the apex, it fell fast. Like it hit hard, it went quick, and it was this moment of like, we built this tension of holy crap, there's something wrong with Cambro, and then like, oh, we fixed it. We fixed it, right?
Right.
Did we fix it? No, we didn't fix it.
No.
What's going on with you?
And
You're so
then,
snappy. And then it's like, oh, fuck.
It was a
Yeah.
real challenge to kind of guess where you wanted to go in the dream scenarios and have me interact on some of those. But it was a welcome challenge. I enjoyed that a lot. That was definitely one of my favorites.
I've always been a fan of the idea of like dipping into the memories and the memories being fluid. They're not
Yeah.
set in stone, you know. But the second arc had to be the Poi arc.
Yes.
Because that is a incredible story of pain and determination and this constant struggle of identity, and it was a fantastic character arc. Honestly, I loved every minute of it.
Okay.
No, I loved the because I do enjoy like and this is more for me when I do my personal writing. I do intend to write on like a darker level where it's a little bit more of the realism and the grittiness of it. Like neo noir is like my favorite genre to write. But like having that clear cut individual who is evil, but not evil in the way of like demons or fantasy evil. He's evil in a more modern way, you know?
A manipulative evil.
Yeah, and it felt good to take somebody like that down a peg. Well, several pegs at this point.
6 feet under.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yeah.
But being able to build this story where you know, with Cetus's input on it, of having a character who comes from this position of admittedly privilege and decides, you know, after the blinders have been ripped off, that he doesn't want to be part of it anymore. And no matter how hard he tries, it just keeps coming back. And it's just finally it came to that moment of like, the only way this ends is if I confront it. And that's, I just love that kind of a character arc.
The build up to all of that I enjoyed the most, I think, was the interactions with Pearl as we were going on to was it Narenvane, as we were going to the forest.
Yeah.
Was that the correct one?
Yeah. Because she was trying to convince you all to turn back.
Yeah, I mean that was like a big part of it to me, and that just kind of like told me that there was a shot of redemption within that would also flow into what at the time Poi Liwa that was going to be later. That was going to happen. That I could see that coming up, and I'm like, I'm here for that. I want to see this. I want to see the turn. I want to see the I want to see Pearl basically turn around and say, "Screw you guys, you're evil. I don't want to be a part of this anymore."
I mean,
And
correct me if I'm
enjoy
wrong, but I think Cetus definitely had it in mind that Liwa needed to save Pearl.
Yeah. It felt
Desperately
kind of weird
needed.
with yeah. It felt kind of weird to have Pearl like locked up. I felt like as a character, Liwa would do anything to free her after all that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's that moment of like, you know, as much as I loathe George Lucas's writing and everything, the idea of history rhyming there is something to be said about that. So like the idea that, you know, young Poi had this opportunity to help a friend and balked at it, and then older Poi becomes or has this chance to do exactly the same thing to help a friend, and despite everything chooses to do so, even no matter how hurt that he was, no matter how scared he was, didn't matter. He was like, no, I made this choice already before and I regretted it. I'm not making the same choice again. And that was a pivotal moment to me in your character arc.
Yeah, it was really fun to write that, to build that out. So
So I have a question. I'm sure this was asked and answered before, but I don't remember. Singay, was that the same fox spirit that came down during Oya Viginton and basically dissed
Yes.
on? Okay, that was the same one. All right.
Yes. In fact, because we were keeping the Prince Chi stuff under wraps,
Yeah.
there were messages going on at the time between me and Yao. Because Yao knew exactly who that was and knew why they were there, but knew that they couldn't say anything out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. I mean, even if you could have, I would have played along with it, but having that level of subterfuge was definitely helpful.
I like having a couple of things held back always. It's more fun, I think, because you get a real genuine reveal. So if we want to talk about self-inserts, Libitina, the cleric, is my self-insert. That is my cleric that I played in my friend's campaign. And the... Oh, man.
Looks off to the side.
Yeah, I did some crazy shit with that cleric. But there are definitely some like scenarios, I think, where when you have these character arcs that have a very powerful emotional aspect to it, one, you have to wade through that carefully, obviously, but when you hit those notes, oh my god, they hit. They're so good. Like, I think of the mine scene when you guys find the mine that was abandoned, and you find all of the people in there, and I was like, that was a real moment that I was like, every single person in here is feeling this right now, and I'm so happy. Like, I'm not happy that there's dead people in this because they're fictional; they're not real. But
well, you're saying every person got feeling that except for Arai, because he's just like, oh, look at that.
Dead people.
Oh, how about that? But yeah, the in keeping a lot of things under wraps is good, I think, in some cases, just for like a little bit of fun, but not for major story things. I think everybody needs to be on the same page for that. Like, I withheld that Libitina was an Azamar for my friends for probably like 10 sessions. The reason was because it was the joke that I had never played a human character up to this point in any D&D game. I've always been some kind of like Tabaxi or Kenku, or like I'm always playing like animal races. So it became a gag where they were like, oh, you're just playing a human? Is it a human? I was like, I come from good human stock. Not a denial.
Nope.
Not a confirmation either. And then when we had the moment, because my friend, his character had picked up a demon sword, basically, and was being possessed by this demon, and like I had to reveal in the moment, like, because it was so sad too, because I cast command drop on him to make him drop the sword, and they're like, I can't let you have it, and then reveal that she's an Azamar, and everybody at the table lost their shit. So that kind of reveal, great. Withholding a lot of heavy story notes, not always the best idea, because you want your players to be on the same page, right? Kind of in the same realm of the story at the least. Maybe they have a few details that they might know that others don't, but, maybe they'll share that in character. Maybe they won't. It depends. Oh, ouch. Stretch. I'm sorry. My knee hurts. But yes, it was good. It was fun. I'm glad everybody had fun.
Thoroughly
And it's
enjoyed.
sad to see it go, but there will be more someday. I got to focus on my health here at the next couple of months. Hope for those who aren't in the know, my heart is still an issue, and hopefully will be corrected someday in the future here, but we're working on that. Also, through no fault of my own, I may have damaged my knee just because they gave me medication that caused damage to my knee.
Wonderful.
Please.
Yeah, the medication they gave me that gave me gout apparently may have caused crystal buildup in my knee, which may have ripped or tore the meniscus.
Oh. Is it like
So now,
oxalic acid crystals or what? Like oxalate crystals?
the uric acid, yeah.
Uric acid? Oh.
Yeah, my uric acid levels are really high. So, yeah, I got an ortho appointment on Monday. We'll see how that goes.
Yay.
Good luck, my friend.
No knee surgery,
Mhm.
please. Thank you. Although if I'm up in bed with knee surgery, I guess I have plenty of time to write.
Yeah, there is that.
That's true. I mean, you're recovering and be like, okay, we're starting our next campaign next time. I'm like, why? Shit, wait.
So, next 2 weeks.
Yes,
I've already have my 100-page doc ready.
All right. Well, I think unless anybody
I have a
has
quick
any
question,
other-
actually.
Whoa.
Oh yeah.
In terms of actually going through sort of like breakpoints or crossroads in the module, what was the closest where we could have diverged into like a different path, if not, just kind of made a
Ooh.
big curve?
I guess where was the biggest decision we could have made that we could have messed it
Yeah.
up big time?
That we
or
were
gone
close at,
completely
yeah.
off the rails?
The near big oopsie.
Would it have been the Xanthal's Tower?
Honestly, yeah, probably Xonthal's Tower.
Yeah.
Because there were a couple of things went into play there. For one, it did take you a little bit of time to figure out the puzzle, which, admittedly, I didn't think that puzzle was all that great, but
That puzzle.
it was the one that they had, and I was like, the hourglass, or the sundial. So, because the longer you fail to solve that one, the more you go up against things. That's more time that's being taken from you for the cult to do what they do. And then depending on where you guys went when you got inside, you went directly to the spot where Ignir was separated from his entourage. So he was not vulnerable, but he was not as strong as he could have been. So if you had gone in any other order, you could have gone up against Ignir with all of his power and all of his allies at that level. Would have been a real fight. That would have been a problem. And there was a very real possibility that people could have died in that fight. But because you were able to get him separated, you managed to pull it out. And not only that, you almost killed him.
Fucking coward.
Yeah,
At the end.
See,
I fucking
If-
hate him.
I am so pissed still.
I was sitting there like, this guy's a zealot. He's not going to give up. He's going to fight to the death. But he also has a mission that he needs to do, and that is more important to him. How does he get out of this situation? And I saw in my notes, Death Ward, and I was just like,
Fuck you.
oh, he's crazy enough to do that.
we really could have pursued him. I have Featherfall.
Yes.
At that point, it was definitely the moment of like, okay, guys, the fight's over. Let's, I know it could have been done, but at the same time, I wanted that
shouldn't have
character
been
to
done.
be in the later. Yeah. It definitely was a moment of like, oh shit, I can't believe they actually chose the order that will put him at his weakest. Crap.
We tend to be very direct.
It did make when he finally
the
his final.
That final fight with him was so like, at first I was disappointed with myself on that one because I felt like I didn't give a good enough challenge. But then the more I thought about it, I was like, no, this is perfect for Ignir. He's a fucking moron. Like, of course he's going to jump himself into the middle of a fight. He's going to throw himself at his enemies. He's going to go out like a burning, meteor striking into the ocean. It's just going to be a sizzle and a pop and nothing.
It's worked so well for him before, right?
Exactly. Like, I kept trying to, like, remind myself that Ignir is fucking stupid.
I love
Like,
hearing
he wasn't a smart guy.
somebody being so all powerful.
Says to Cambro.
When
Like
he
that-
dimension doored forward, I was like, "That's a very special move that you've just made."
I'm like, wait, why are you like your party's back there?
He's like,
Well,
he's
to be
like,
fair-
I want to be over there so I can stab people.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to be over there so I can hit people with my maul. So that's what I'm going to do. And it's like, boy, you did not think that through at all.
To be fair, it is a much safer, quote unquote, decision to be making as a legendary NPC than it is as a player. But yeah, so it's just I'm like, you're about to get surrounded, and I'm
Yeah,
holding off on all my spells. So like, go at it.
Well, and a part of that was also the fact that you had the Hammer of Thunderbolts. Once that went off, even though it didn't reach the guys that were at the very bottom of the map, it did reach Ignir. So he heard it, and that's why he showed up. But if that
Yeah.
had not happened, then he probably wouldn't have shown up, and you would have been facing Ignir while also trying to stop Tiamat.
That's it. That is insane. That I was like doing that. I'm thinking, okay, we're gonna get over surrounded, or it's like we're gonna get screwed over, and I guess something had happened.
Sometimes
Well, then it
those
actually-
things work out.
Wait,
That's
I have
true.
I have a question. Wrath Modar, was he there at the caldera anywhere?
He
I don't
was.
remember.
You killed him. He was the first guy you killed.
Yeah.
It's like
He's
yeah.
there.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, we killed him.
Oh.
That was
I
long
had
ago.
that moment of like, I know that guy.
I just,
Oh, he's dead.
Oh, you
He
look
was not-
familiar to me. Oh, I'll move on to the next one.
He was just a wizard. Like, he was not really
Yeah.
all that special.
Yeah.
He wasn't just a wizard to us when we were at part of the interlopers. He was. a
Yeah, but you
bitch.
were much lower level then.
Yeah,
young
well, that's
and
my
naive.
point. It's relative, isn't it?
What happened to that guy I kidnapped? That he used darkness and he fled. Where'd he go? Did that actually do anything?
The guy you captured and did what? Sorry?
He was I don't know what he was, like a cultist. And like I tied him up while he was knocked out. And while I was questioning them, he used darkness and he rolled like a d20 on unbinding himself, and then he like
Oh,
ran away.
No, he wasn't a cultist. No, that was Kolderow, the drow, the half drow that
Yeah.
was replaced you actually on the squad.
Oh, so I killed
He
him.
died. Yeah, he fucking
Oh,
died.
okay.
Indeed.
That was a moment of like, I was looking at everything and I was like, I tried to determine like how does he get out of this situation, and I was like, well, he's gonna have to sleight of hand to try to get out of the ropes first of all. Natural 20, and I'm like, okay, but that doesn't really solve the problem because they're right there. And then I was looking at his sheet and I was like, oh, that's right, he's part drow. He can cast darkness. I was like,
Yeah.
perfect. But he only escaped on a natural 20. That was the thing. Because your roll was so high that I said to myself, I was like, he needs to get a 19 or higher in order to survive this, like to get out of this. And he rolled a natural 20. I was like, I'll be damned. I was like, sometimes the dice tell a story that's much better than what you had in mind.
That's why I love this game.
So,
As it so happens.
question.
Yeah.
Vatsolve, the Dragonborn that was
Yes.
the displaced son of one of the Dragonborns in the village.
Yes.
Whatever happened to him and his group?
So, that group is based off of the D&D group that I joined when I first started playing 5th edition. That was a character that I played from level 1 to level 20.
Okay.
Ooh.
So,
Okay.
after you guys solved the problems with Tiamat and everything, they went on to continue going through Undermountain, and they made it all the way to the bottom. They went
Damn.
further than Durnan.
Wow.
So they became legendary characters later on, and they ended up fighting the Mad Mage. And it's a whole story. It's another module. I will never run that module ever in my life because it is terrible. It is terrible to run as a DM because it is
I've heard.
absolute insanity. And I applaud my DM. She had the fucking gall to do it and did it well, and it was amazing. But I would never ever do that module ever. I lived it. I will not inflict it on
Liked
anybody.
it.
But no, Batsoff ended up becoming he's not even the most deadly person in that group either. That the know nothing human that was in the group is he became a rogue ranger, I think Gloomstalker.
Oh yeah.
No,
Oh.
Hunter Assassin. He did Hunter Assassin.
Okay.
And he was deadly. He was the most terrifying, like the death you never see coming type of archer. Like he would hit you and you would be dead because he would deal like 60 damage in his first shot.
Shit.
Careful.
We actually mocked it up between me and my character and his character won every time because he was able to kill me before I would get to him. And my character could teleport.
Oh! Shit.
Batsoff ended up being level 15 fighter Eldritch Knight and 5 War Wizard. So he was a Gish. He was a really good Gish.
It's just fun, but
that was the thing that I made the Demorov clan because of him, because I had his whole backstory that I had written, and you know how sometimes you just kind of pick up a piece of something and you're like, you know, this is pretty good on its own. I could probably build this out a little bit, and then the Demorov clan was born.
Cool. Something struck me as this was more than just a random NPC that you had pulled out of a generator.
Yeah.
This was something more personal, the way that you were kind of circulating around and involving it some more. So I'm glad to see I got a little bit of background to it.
I had to ask a friend because of like the timing of this campaign and the Mad Mage campaign. And I was like, do these overlap? And we were looking at the timelines, and it turns out they do overlap. So I just kind of had this funny thought of like, my other campaign group is going to be in Waterdeep like all the time because we never left Waterdeep. We were always in Undermountain. So I was just like, it would be so funny if you guys just ran into them. And you did. It was random at first, but it was just like, okay, cool. And then next thing I know, it was like, oh, we're actually leaning into this now. So yeah, let's do it.
That's awesome.
So I know it's real early to ask, but
Yeah.
do you have any idea or inkling what your next campaign will be? If you are planning on running one, if you want to call this the feather in the cap and end it, I mean, that would be respectable, but I don't know. Do you have any inklings for something in the future? You don't have to share them, but I'm just like, do you already have ideas?
I mean, I have. There's always ideas. I have 2 campaigns that I've been fleshing out. Originally, they were going to be 1, but then I realized, well, the more I fleshed them out, that they deserve to be separate campaigns. So I guess it comes down to what everybody else would be up to, because 1 is probably going to be more not political intrigue, but more like the big bad that needs to be stopped, but they're like a manipulator and very like insidious versus just being like the big looming threat in the distance. Uh, and then the other one was more likely to be a kind of more of a traditional like evil king trying to summon something or other, like that kind of vibe. Not exactly that. So I don't know exactly where these are going to go because I haven't sat down and actually written them out too much because I mean I've been working on other campaigns. I got other things that were still running, so
You're
didn't really
busy.
dedicate the time to it. But now that I have time, I mean I have notebooks filled with loose leaf paper that are just ready to be filled with ramblings of a madman. So there's always time to create a new campaign. Just depends on how much time do you have to make it a good one.
Fair point.
Oh. All right. Well, I feel like we've exhausted and everybody's had their chance to weigh in. If there's anything anybody wants to weigh in on or anything, I'll yield the floor to you all.
I did want to say with like my end of the story that I had, I do have a written epilogue too for where it's like an additional 6 months out.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we couldn't get around to it in here, but I'm probably gonna. I don't know if I'll post on like an FA or somewhere where I can like post it as like a reading. Maybe I'll link in my description in the VOD or post on my socials just so y'all can see. Because I thought it was a
Share
little
it in
fun
our
thing.
channel too.
Oh yeah,
Just
for sure. Yeah, I'll just compile it and clean it up.
I would like to read it.
Yeah, and there was a couple of things. Yeah, because we did reveal that it was Olia there. I initially had planned where I was like, oh, it's gonna be like revealed in the epilogue afterwards, like the other like after 6 months. And I was like, oh shoot, I didn't prepare myself for this. But I think it was still a great interaction. Yeah, Deyna really did a good job with polishing it for that because I wrote it a little more like a story than an actual script interaction. So that was kind of on me. My bad.
Oh, there's nothing like that. I took intro to script writing when I was in college, and it still didn't make sense to me. So don't feel bad.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Yeah.
I did have one final question concerning like the ends. I realized that Arai has gone off to kind of adventure with what was her name? The daughter. Oh jeez.
Not
Arjan's
adventure,
daughter.
but they were going. He was going to teach her. Yeah.
Teacher, yeah. What would the effect of Null still being in him? How would that interact with all of that? I'm curious.
So Null is not inside of Arai. Rather, Arai has been marked by Null. So that was a boon basically that was given to Arai for the basically the reward for the end of their arc.
Got it. Oh, that makes sense because this was like at the tail end of the basement defense.
Yeah.
Battle.
Well, and the whole thing with Null also is that Null is a dead god, and there isn't really that much about them in the lore that I could find. So a lot of that was just me throwing some flavor in there to try to bring it into Arai's story a little bit better.
I was always
Well, it worked.
anticipating. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Seku.
I was saying, well, it worked.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was always anticipating there would be something that would involve Cambro, Eldrath, and Arai as like a trifecta among the dragons that they house or the dragon spirits or the things that. I always thought that there would be something like that.
I was waiting for that too, considering the history of the three dragons they are related.
Yeah. I was when I heard about like the history into that, I was like, oh my gosh, there's a third. Oh, are we doing something with this? I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know.
Yep. Well,
All right, I'm
unfortunately,
gonna-
since it's a dead god, so. Oh yeah, Cetus, you go have a lovely
Yeah, I'm
night.
gonna-
It's been great.
Take care,
Have a
man.
good
Take
night.
care.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you around
See
later.
ya.
And poof.
I mean, in Eldrath's case, at that point he's already rejected Tiamat. He just still had that connection due to the warlock stuff.
Right, right.
And
So I was thinking like whatever it would be with Eldrath and Tiamat would be a unwanted intrusion in this trifecta. You know, just like
yeah, it wouldn't be up
something
his
that
will.
Bahamut and Null would
Yeah.
have to join forces to be able to, kind of like everyone had joined forces to save Cambro from Baphomet. You know, it was kind of a similar thing of like being able to help sever. What I thought might have happened would be that, you know, once that happened and we like leveled up, that there would be like a retool that if Tiamat's influence totally went away from Eldrath, what would happen to the warlock side of it? You know, would it still have that? Would it like channel into Bar? Would it channel into something else?
Right.
Because I see that happen a lot with like games that I'm in where people have a desire to completely retool their character, and there is a easy pathway inside the lore to be able to do that. And I thought this was kind of a pathway to be able to have that happen, considering Eldrath's distaste for Tiamat.
The way I leveled up Eldrath was he full on early campaign with the interlopers was going to go down Tiamat's champion path, but adventuring with everyone there changed him, and it turned more into the bard side of things. That's just how I wanted to level him up. Like I missed out on a lot of. Granted, this was a homebrew warlock ability stuff, so I didn't want to really continue down that path because it was a homebrew, and I was just like, yeah, but if it.
Is that what prompted the pathway, the desire to not embrace the homebrew, versus it was just a wonderful convenience?
I guess more of a convenience. I never fully intended Eldrath to go evil. If the dice made it so, I would play it, but I don't think he could be a warlock under Bahamut. I don't think that works, right?
I mean, Tazel's, you know, Cambro is partially a warlock for Bahamut, so.
So
I mean,
that was a curious thing though, because it was a kind of a fiend element initially with Cambro to be the warlock because of the history, the lore that nobody else knew about the Morning Star. But once you guys had wrested Baphomet's control away from him, then Bahamut basically filled the void.
Sure.
And just says, you know what? Fine, under new management, I'm your patron now. But I already, you know, I already worship you. Like,
I think that's the key though, because Eldrath was fully under Tiamat's control, and I don't think he would. He may. The few interactions with Eldrath that Bahamut had weren't really any. They never seemed to point towards Bahamut helping Eldrath.
Initially, or like in this campaign, because I think there were some conversations that Bahamut had with Eldrath that were a bit more of a guiding nature, a bit more of a like. I thought at the very end there was definitely this desire for Bahamut to help rescue Eldrath from Tiamat, unless I'm totally mistaken.
I don't know if I would call it a desire to rescue him from Tiamat. Because Bahamut is definitely of the type that's like, you've made your choice. But I think he acknowledged that Tiamat lied to not only Eldrath, but his entire clan. So there was this deception that went through. They were not true believers because they didn't believe in the true Tiamat. They believed in the version of Tiamat that they were told was real.
I guess
That was the biggest. But I think the key is that Bahamut is a god of justice and life, and he believes in fairness, and probably recognized that Eldrath was in a very unfair position because he had basically turned his back on everybody except for the interlopers and, well, the Platinum Dawn. And it's like, this man has made sacrifices. He has made sacrifices in the name of peace, and that grants him some grace. So it wasn't so much he wanted to rescue him, but so much that he recognized that Eldrath was making movements to free himself.
Because I do recall that there was a time when Bahamut had spoken, I think, to Cambro, basically saying, "Look out, watch over Eldrath, support him, in this thing," or something to that effect. And I'm like,
well, because he knew.
Yeah.
He knew that it was very easy for Eldrath to fall back into, because of how Tiamat is so intertwined with his family, pulling himself from that was that much more painful. So recognizing that it would not be difficult for Eldrath to just go right back, because that would mean acceptance and being where he feels like he needs to be. And that's a very powerful feeling. But Eldrath fought that the entire way.
Especially if he would have met up with his mother earlier on, that.
Oh God, yeah,
definitely.
No,
if that happened, yeah, that would have been a real big game changer. Early campaign, he was sending messages to his mother. Like, this was an interloper campaign. He was sending messages about what the group was doing, where we were going, everything. Were those getting intercepted? I have no idea.
No way to tell.
No way to tell.
But after the whole reversal for Eldrath, though, that's when it changes. Because now you're not living up to what your mother wanted you to be. Well, what she thought you needed to be, I guess I should say.
She was lied to just as much, so.
Yep. And that one would probably take time for her to come to terms with, but now the
cognitive dissonance that has to be worked through.
That's the thing, though, is that when Ethan and I discussed his character long ago about wanting it to be connected to Tiamat and spitballing how we could do this without it being just so blatantly, it was like, yes, I am Ignir as well kind of vibes, and doing it where there was a lie, a deception, just made so much sense, and it added so many different layers to it, because it meant that Eldrath was peeling back layer by layer by layer of lies until he finds the truth. Because I still love the whole notion of Eldrath's never heard of Bahamut in the beginning of the campaign.
Yeah.
Never heard of him, did not know who Bahamut was. Nobody in his clan had ever discussed Bahamut. So when he was like, yeah, Tiamat has a brother, and it's like, wait, what?
And at the end of it, he's in a way he was a combination of the two.
But that's also part of the image of it, because you are an amalgamation of both your mother and your father, because your father being a werewolf, well, not a werewolf, but a lycanthrope, and your mother being a dragonborn, because of his shapeshifter DNA, shall we say, that you maintained traits from both. That doesn't usually happen. Usually the child takes after the mother. But in this case, that's not what happened. So Eldrath was quite literally the one who was caught in between both worlds. And that was kind of why the whole blood traitor thing started, was because it was a notion of trying to isolate you. You know, it's like, you're not part of this group, but you're also not part of this group. So who are you? And Eldrath chose who he was going to be.
Between Eldrath and Lewa, there was a lot of like identity thing going on with this one, which was definitely interesting to see.
Yeah, but I think Eldrath never really struggled with the concept of who he was as a person, but more so what his life meant, I suppose.
He thought, he thought his life was for his clan initially, and then it turned into for his friends, and then now for the people. He spent his whole life not showing the true him, even among his friends. Like, he never told anyone his real name. So
yeah, I was curious about that. Was that like a dead name thing to him?
Eldrath became his name. Like, he's full on Eldrath now. Only his mother calls him Kroltak. But that is his given name, is Kroltak, yes.
Yeah, I had notes that was the original name, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think I ever want to have Camero call him that. I think that would end badly. Same as like calling Liwa Poi at that point.
Yes.
That was a thing for Bahamut, though, is that he did call out Eldrath on that.
Mm-hmm.
Where it was like, he basically called him out and says, what good is a name if it doesn't mean anything? You know, just when you can switch through them so easily, then why would it mean anything? You know, it was trying to, in a way, he was tearing him down to let him know it was like, you're more than just this mask that you're putting on. But Bahamut's not the kind to lift you up out of the, of the pit. He's going to be the one to yell at you to get your ass out of the goddamn pit.
Yep. And he did.
Oh, such cool characters.
It was a great game, Deyna. Thank you.
It's very good.
I already have an idea for the next character.
Yeah, I have a couple floating around. It depends on the campaign, the lore and what would work better.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to get to work.
No rest for the weary.
Yep.
No rush
either.
Right.
But we'll go ahead and wrap it up
Deyna.
here. Button up the campaign. It's been wonderful, and I guess be on the lookout for more in the future.
Absolutely.
Hope to see you guys again.
All right.
It's been a pleasure and an honor, guys. Hope
Very
to see you
nice.
next time.
Good job, everyone.
Good job.
Yes.
Good
Good
job.
job. We
We did.
won.
Evil's been
Have a
defeated.
good night, everyone. See you soon.
See you.
Have a good night.
Take care.
Good night.
Breaks. That was so good. Well, I guess we will raid on out. Just making sure options before I do. Be hard because I have to pour my heart out and be like, we just ended a campaign. Well, I know who I'm gonna raid. They're not ending soon because I will be so I will flip my lip. Because I did raid them one time and then they I was about to raid them once and then they raided me, so I'm going to stuffily raid them. They're playing some Star Fox, so if you don't want any spoilers for that, now would be a good time to log off. But yes, our raid message will we'll just say the campaign has ended. And if you have the emotes, feel free to use them. Otherwise, feel free to use whatever you got. Or I'm changing it so the campaign is over. There we go. Now we'll read. Alright, folks. It's been really a blast doing this campaign. I'm really just more than honored to be a part of this group. Such a lovely group here. We got Ethan, Tazel, Saku, me, Yao, Cetus, and our lovely host, Deyna or Tigerong85. And yes, and to our past members too. We had Duffwolf from a previous campaign. Missed them. So, seriously, y'all, it's been a pleasure. It's just gonna be weird saying goodbye finally to this campaign, and then who knows what I'll do next. Be another campaign down the road? At the moment, I'm just not sure. Then again, so goes it with the story of life. Hard to figure out where to go next. Or something like that. Anyways, thank you all for letting me entertain you. Until next time, whatever that may be, take care, folks, and have a wonderful time zone.